December 29th, 2014. Arthur Trotsky is relaxing at his resort, Mineral Beach, on the banks of the Dead Sea, when the peace is suddenly shattered.
I was sitting in a cafe. I heard this loud crash. So I ran out here and I saw this huge sinkhole.
Resorts along the coast had been dealing with a dropping water level for many years. Now a new phenomenon was threatening their livelihoods.
You see this in the middle of the parking lot, and we've got many more over there. The massage rooms went down into sinkholes. The beach has sinkholes. They're all over the place.
The receding waterline and sinkholes are connected, but the root cause of both phenomena is neither simple nor obvious.
The fast dropping water level alone isn't why these places are abandoned, but it is part of the story.
From here on, you must follow me exactly to walk on my footprints, okay? Because there are a lot of hazards here, and that's why you must follow me, okay?
With around 400 sinkholes appearing along the western coast every year, this area south of Mineral Beach in Israel is out of bounds to all but a few experts.
It's happened to me to find myself in the bottom of a sinkhole, covered by a pile of avalanche above me.
Eli Raz is a geologist and has spent decades studying the causes of these collapses.
The very reason for the sinkhole's appearance is the drop in the level of the Dead Sea, which is a made-man problem. Now, beneath, there is a subterranean salt layer.
The problem here lies with this layer of salt, and it's a byproduct of the Dead Sea's remarkable geology.
This is a rift valley similar to Death Valley in the US or the Great Rift Valley in Africa. It's a place where tectonic plates are pulling apart and the earth is dropping away, in some cases even below sea level. This is the lowest place you can stand on Earth, and yet underwater it goes down another 1,000 feet.
Gravity then does the rest.
All the water that flows in here carries with it some minerals and salts that it's picked up as it's trickled through the rocks and deserts. But then the sun beats down on the water starts to evaporate, the minerals and salts stay behind. That's the reason the ocean is salty. Things flow into it, but they can't flow out. But this Dead Sea is 10 times as salty as the oceans.
Crystals and chunks of salt found at places like Mineral Beach reflect this high salt level. It's what gives the Dead Sea its fame.
This area has been believed to have healing properties for thousands of years. Cleopatra actually was said to have set up a resort here so she could visit the healing waters of the Dead Sea.
But the sinkholes are a relatively new phenomenon. So why has this high salt content and dropping water level only recently become so dangerous?
As long as the Dead Sea water was high enough, they penetrated to the area and protected the salt layer.
The problem for the Dead Sea is that it depends on a source of water, and that main source of water is the River Jordan. All along the way, water is being taken out for drinking water, for farming, farms in Jordan, farms in Israel, in the occupied West Bank.
The Jordan River is blocked now. There are dams on the Jordan River and other tributaries, and water continuously evaporating, but there is no water coming anymore.
So now, instead of having the water in some kind of balance, we have more water evaporating every year than is coming in, and the difference is dramatic. The Dead Sea is sinking at a rate of almost a meter a year.
As the seawater disappears, groundwater takes its place. This has a devastating impact on the layer of salt under the ground.
When the Dead Sea level is high, that stops fresh groundwater getting to this layer of salt. But when the levels of the Dead Sea receded, this fresh water could now get to this salt and cause it to dissolve. As it dissolved, it left huge hollows in the ground, and it was only a matter of time before the ground above would collapse.
The first sinkhole that I saw appeared in 1981. But since then, the rate of sinkholes appearance accelerated very much. There is no other place upon the Earth where the formation of sinkholes is so rapid.
They have almost cost Eli his life, but the real cost has come to the tourism industry.
The most remarkable damage is the damage to tourism. The Dead Sea brought here a lot of tourists, and now they cannot access to the seashore.
Ironically, it is the very salt that causes sinkholes to open up that will also save the Dead Sea from drying up.
What's interesting here is the Dead Sea won't ever disappear completely, because as the level gets lower, the salt concentration gets higher, and so the water becomes less likely to evaporate. But the damage has already been done to people's homes and livelihoods.